Hello everyone and welcome to my little video. We're just gonna teach you a little bit about how to play Warzone Mobile, how to perfect your movement, how to perfect your sensitivity, and all that good stuff. We will dig deep into it. And a bonus, we're gonna teach you guys how to get 120 FOV, which I feel like is crucial. It's pretty crucial, it's pretty nice, makes the game feel a lot more faster, and it just feels smooth, right? It just feels better than the 90 cap that we have. So starting off with Warzone Mobile. What is the game? The game is a shooter slash battle royale first person game, which requires you to play fast-paced gunfights against real people, or hopefully actual real people and not bots. But like again, we're not here to learn about the game. We are here to learn about how to improve our movement, how to master our settings, our sensitivity, and our HUD layout. Now, a few key tips before we get too deep into this is you will need 3 fingers at the minimum, at the bare minimum. This gameplay right here, as you see, is a 3-finger gameplay, right? You could achieve this, and I've only been playing for a month ever since the game has been launched, and you can achieve this pretty easily. I would say in roughly a few days to perhaps a week is able to achieve this. It's all about mastering your sensitivity and getting used to the button layouts, right? Of course, you can customize bits and pieces here. You can do your own thing, your own preferences depending on the screen of your device and how much space you have. Again, we're just going to get into it real quick. You will need 3 fingers. 3 fingers is the minimum. You could have 4 or 5. As you go on, you could find HUDs for 4 or 5 fingers everywhere, but this is a simple 3-finger HUD. As the gameplays you guys are seeing, all these clips are from a 3-finger HUD. It does look like a 4-finger, but I rarely use the hipfire button, and I don't really use my 4th finger. There's a debate going on in, of course, the Warzone mobile community and just the first person shooter community in the mobile slash Android devices scene. It is that this game is not performing as it should be for lower end devices. There's a lot of issues regarding systems overheating, optimization, blurriness, and I just want to address it that this game is relatively new. It's only been a month. Yes, they have been really disappointing in terms of their first launch. It wasn't as good as it should have been. There's a lot of issues, even with higher end devices. When it came out, there's a lot of issues, and right now, a month in, I feel like they fixed most, if not all, of the issues for higher end devices. Right? I do not feel like my device, which is a high-end device, has a lot of issues. It's optimized pretty well, graphics are well, the movements are there. All that's missing is just maybe a little bit more on the movement side. They should improve it just by slightly more, so it's a little bit more fast-paced. And obviously they should keep on hammering down updates for lower-end devices, optimizing as much as they can so they can increase their player base. But so far I feel like Activision is doing a great job. They're pushing and they're working really hard, so credits to them for keeping up. So now we're gonna get on to our video. No more keeping you in the dark. So as you can tell, what you really need is 3 fingers. Preferably, as you can see, it's a fast-paced gameplay. You have to be able to click your fingers constantly, and in this gameplay you will see me tactical running all the time. I'm always constantly spamming that button on and off, because there's a trick that you can do that not a lot of people show you or tell you or even do. Is that you can spam it so it will on and off cooldown, and the bar, it will go up and down, so it will reduce, but it will slightly reduce less because it's regenerating as you keep spamming it, right? And I do this a lot. This is why you're gonna see my gun raise, go down, and raise up again many times. It's also changing the movement speed of my character, which makes it harder for the enemy to hit me, which again is a bonus. And plus, the high sensitivity here is really key in honing in on how to sharply turn behind and be able to quickly react. It's very important, right? And this tactical sprint button, we're gonna dig into it more, but you should always press it before pressing any other movement key. So let's just say you were about to jump. You should tactical sprint because your jump will be the length of the jump will be increased, which is really important. Or you could tactical sprint before you slide or you dolphin dive. All that stuff is really important. Or when you turn, or when you're about to shoot, the ADS it's faster as you tactical sprint, as you hop off of it. The ADS is faster, which can help you snap a lot faster. Onto the settings, we're gonna quickly jump into what we call graphics. So your graphics, preferably you want them as low as possible, as low as your device can get, and the FPS rate. The FPS rate, I would like you to get, like usually it's preferably better if you put on uncapped, but if your device does overheat, cap it to 60. I don't think that 30 FPS is good. In my opinion, uncapped is the best. I also don't think that the highest peak graphic is good. I think you should keep it to medium, low, or even high, as long as your device allows it. The HUD layout over here, this is pretty much your basic. This is where you're going to see when you go into your controls. This is your HUD layout. There's a bunch of preset ones that you could use, but you know, they're not always that good. I will show you guys mine a little bit later on, but let's go on to just general settings. So your gameplay, you guys can pause throughout the video and just copy whatever you guys like, whatever you don't like. A few things that I want to highlight over here that are going to be important. So for the rest, you can just pause and copy them. But as you can see, there's not much in gameplay wise apart from keeping the weapon mount to short because you want the lowest animation time, of course. Gives you the quickest reaction, allowing you to move freely. Now you can copy all these, pause it whenever you'd like, as much as you need to. So these are pretty basic, and keep the force to reload off. Many reasons why you do not want to be forced to reload while you're in a fight or while you're trying to run away. So just keep it off. Now moving on to your interface, these I feel like you could just pause and copy them. Most of them are similar to what you will see in other YouTube videos, quite the same. But the major part that we're going to get into is for real the sensitivity. Sensitivity is very important. As you can see right here, I have the highest horizontal sensitivity, or almost the highest, and as vertical sensitivity I also have it pushing above medium. Now the rest is all custom, so these are for my zooms. I have my ADS is a little lower because I like to be on point, and I have it on instant, so I feel like instant is better, but your preferred choice. Your gun loadout. So for the gun loadout, pretty simple. You could rock anything you'd like. So over here you have multiplayer Warzone. There's about 10 loadout for each. So let's get into it. So for, I'd say Warzone, or for any type of fast-paced gun game, you would preferably use SMGs, assault rifles, battle rifles, something that's pretty fast. My preference is SMGs. I love them. I like the fast-paced gameplay, and I rock 2 of them. You're not obliged to copy my loadouts. They're not the best. You could find better players with better equipments, but these are pretty good. You know, they're pretty good, and they're customized to myself. Just for everyone, I recommend just go around, max out your gun, test out everything, all the attachments, because you will never know what they do until you try all of them out. Yes, it's good to copy guides, good to copy meta, but if you don't find what you prefer, then you never know. Now again, over here, your perks, the perk package, the best one, I'm showing it on the screen. There's 2 options that I highlighted, and these, your specialist, you can use anything for your field upgrade, but dead talents is really good. Throwing knife is important here. I would say probably the best one out of everything. It's good to finish off kills in Warzone, in the battle royale, or just, you know, to one-shot someone when you're reloading in a team deathmatch. Over here you have a few options. I'm gonna hover between all of them, but yeah, in my opinion, smoke bombs are the best. Right, smoke bombs can help you disengage bad fights that you're taking, and just go for smoke bombs if you're really new or just want to get good. Now we're gonna get a little gameplay. It's a little jittery, but it shouldn't be. We're gonna get a little gameplay of our quick little, battle royale. Quickly, what I mean by why this HUD is really good. Look how fast the gameplay is. You have to be able to, master the sprint button. Always constantly spam it while you use your other movement abilities, because it's gonna give you that extra boost that you really want. The extra boost that the enemy person's gonna see, like, oh damn, this guy's flying through my screen, and that's really gonna help you. So over here, I just spot 2 teams fighting. A third party, he runs away, but I see another one, turn on him and snap. Now, this is why I feel like what I just mentioned is really important, why you always have to constantly spam that sprint button, because it could help you reposition. Now here, an example in the gulag, simply just being able to snap on people because of the sprint button is really important. And that's it. Now we're gonna get into the HUD layout itself. So basic HUD layout. Now, as you guys can see, this is the famous HUD layout that I'm using. This is customizable to whatever you want. So right here is the execution button. I usually have it right beside my shooting button. You could also move it up if you're playing with a 4th finger. Now that's my mini map. You guys can just copy all of this, and I'll also leave the link below so you can just copy paste it. But roughly this is the idea, where all your movement is in one corner. As you can tell, all my movement is on that side. Very important that you have your movement in one corner, and then the rest is preferably like all your movement, all your stuns, your grenades, your weapons, all on one side, and then you want to keep your hip fire on the other side if you play with 4th finger. And then again, if you don't know how to get your sprint button, this is how you get it. You put your joystick on default. Again, for your guns, you want to leave it on classing so you can switch faster. You want to use direct throws, you can directly throw your knife. You won't have to like switch it and double click to throw it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our hub layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this hub layout. Preferably try it out, test it out how you find it, if you like it, if you don't. And lastly, we have 120 FOV. There will be a link in the description. You go into the link, it will bring you to this page. You download the page, it should be like this. Then you want to click on share, and then you want to save it to your files. Now you want to save it on the Warzone mobile file. Usually it won't open you this screen, it will give you this screen. So you're just going to click on mobile, you're going to put save, and then you replace. You're going to have to do this every time you open the app, unfortunately, but it will give you 120 FOV. Thank you very much for tuning in, and just a quick reminder, for that 120 FOV, you will have to redo the whole process every time you reopen your game. But as of right now, it's completely working, and they haven't patched it, nor can they ban you. So that's about it for everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. If this was something that you liked and was helpful, don't forget to drop a like. Have a nice and beautiful day.